Hello, my name is Mohammed Khan. I'm going to talk about a Bollywood movie that I saw, made me cry. This one, the name of the movie was Beti Beti. It was a nice movie, and I saw the movie. It was back in 64, 65, or 66, around there. It was a nice movie. It was about this man had 3 kids, and he used to work in a factory, and he was paying rent. He was living, and he backed up on his rent. He couldn't pay his rent, so the landlord wanted to throw him out from the place. So one morning he was going to work in the factory, and the landlord stopped and tell him, "You have to pay me my rent now, or I'm going to take your bicycle away." He used to ride a bicycle to go to work. And he begged the landlord and said, "Give me today, and when I get paid, I'm going to pay the rent." The landlord said, "No, I'm going to take your bicycle away." And the poor man have to walk to work. And he ended up reaching late. And the factory, they fired him. They say, you came in late to work. He was a welder. He's a welder in there. And the manager came, tell him, "You can't work again, you reach late to work." He begged the manager, and the manager said no. But somewhere down the line, he was welding at the time, and the welder, something went off, and it started to spark fire, and then he went out and he lost his eyesight, burned his eyes out. He ended up in the hospital. When the 3 kids were home, and after they get to know the father was in the hospital, lose his eyesight, they were crying, and it was so sad that the landlord wife felt sorry for them and started to give them food because they didn't have no food, no money. The landlord didn't like that, and the landlord said, "These children, we got to put them out because I need the space for another renter." So finally, they put the 3 children out, and the 3 children have to go. They don't know where they're going. There was 2 sons and a daughter. One of the boys was like a year old, the other one was like 5 years old, and the sister was like 9 or 10 years old. And they were going. The brother asked the sister, "Sister, where are we going? We don't have no money, we don't have no food, we're hungry. Where are we going?" She said, "Don't worry, there's God. God will provide for us. He will show the way. He will show us the way where to go." Finally, they end up in the train station. And they get into the train. And while the train is traveling, the train conductor came up, asked the girl for the ticket. She said, "I don't have no money. I just get into it." He said, "Well, you can't ride the train. The next stop you have to get off." And she was crying. She said, "Okay." So when comes the next stop, the brother was sleeping under the train seat, so he didn't saw the brother. And one of the sister and one of the small brother, they went out of the train. By the time she looked back, the train leave with her brother, so she lose one of her brother on that train. And the train gone, and she was crying there, hollering for her brother, begging for her brother. The brother was gone with the train. And now she's crying, she don't know where to go. She lost her brother, one of her brother. And the rain started falling. She was walking. She stopped by a house to get shelter the rain. And the servant came out and said, "You can't stay here. You have to leave." She said, I'm going to leave. I just want to shelter the rain. I have a little brother and he's hungry. And I don't know where to go. I don't want to get him wet in the rain. So the rich man's son heard it. He was about 12 years old, around that area, around that age then. And he came out and asked what was going on here. And the girl started crying and tell him what was going on. She have a little brother that's hungry, and she just sheltered in the rain. And finally, when he went over, she was left. So he said, no, we'll take care of the brother. So the rich man's son said, tell the servant, go get some food, some milk for the brother. And he said, I can't do it without your father's permission. He said, I said to do it. You better listen to me and go and do it. So he said, okay. So he went and get the milk, brought it back, and gave it to the child, and the child get the milk, and the child, he was hungry, and then the child stopped crying, and the brother said, play with the child, and said, you got a nice brother, a small brother. She said, well, after the rain we were left. She said, no, you don't have to left, you could stay with us. She said, I don't know if that would be appropriate for her to stay with you all. She said, yeah, you could stay. We are rich people, we have plenty of money. My father have a big house, he have a lot of property in the cities and everything, so you could stay. So the father came and said, what's going on here? Who is this two kids? So he said, Dad, so-and-so is the kids, they don't have nowhere to go and they're hungry and they could live with us. So the father said, no, I can't do that. They got to leave. So he said, well, if they leave, I leave too. He said, why? He said, well, you have so much money. You have a big house and you have places in the city, and this is the way you're going to do for two poor kids. He said, if you do it, then I'm going to leave. So he said, okay, you're the boss. They could stay. So he take him inside and they stayed, and finally he liked the girl. And one day the kid was laughing and playing, the small kid, and he had a necklace in his neck, and the kid looked at the necklace and he said, you want this necklace? Took it off from his neck and gave it to him and said, this will make you feel you'll be happy with this necklace. So he was playing, the kid was playing and everything, and the kid just number one on the carpet, and the father came and he was angry and tell her, look what your brother is doing here. So she get a little upset with her brother and put him outside. The poor kid was alone outside. And he was crying, and then this person was passing by, saw the necklace on his neck, it was expensive. Took up the kid, tried to get the necklace off. The kid was crying, so he took the kid and ran away to the bushes. Tried to take the kid away, take the necklace away. And the kid was crying. There was two other people sitting in the bush and looking. They were looking or hunting or something, and they saw him, what he was doing, and they went and decided to fight him. Took the child away, and he didn't get the necklace, so he ran away. And they kept that little child because they wanted to take it back. But they know who child it was, so they kept the child. The child grew up to be a big man. He lived with them, and then the man come and died. And then the child get big man, and he said, well, I gotta left and go out on my own. He left the other brother, the other guy, and then he left and went away. And the girl, he started like singing songs, and he started like looking for work, and he get work, and he was walking. While on this side, the sister and the small brother was living by the guy's house. The other brother, the big brother, found another place to live, found a guy, was giving shows, and he grew up there, and he fell in love with that man's daughter, and things worked out for him. Everything was nice for him. And the other brother was walking, and then he met another girl, and it was nice. The movie was really, really great, At the end part, the father was walking around blind and doing stuff, making for his children. At the end, the three children get married, and the blind father, came to the wedding after he heard what was going on with the life story. He knows that was his kid, and he said, "Okay." He started crying and telling them, calling their names, and said, "I am so and so," and the kids recognized him. The daughter was about 12 years old. She recognized him, and she said, "Yes, you is my father." She told the brother, "This is your father." And at the end, they all was happy. They met, and they was all, the two brothers get married, and the girl get married with the guy. He became a doctor. But everything worked out fine for them. This is a little part of the movie. I didn't know the whole part of the movie, but this is some part that I remembered that I saw in the movie. The movie was awesome. It's a great movie. I would recommend anybody to look at this movie. The name of the movie is Beti Beti. It's nice. And you can look at it and you'll get a better understanding of the movie, how this movie really went. Because it had a nice story to the movie, and there were beautiful actors in there. They act very, very nice, So you could look at it and it will be nice. You look at it and you will enjoy this movie. Thank you so much for another time. Thank you again very much.